In a League of Their Own podcast is brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Are you sick of snagging your nuts or cutting yourself with a generic Bic razor or generic clipper? Well, now you don't have to worry. Smooth My Balls offers a 5-star below-the-belt care for men, starting with the Turf Chopper 3.0, the next level razor that provides a very smooth and clean finish with no cuts on your sack. And coming in for the closer, you got the Pube Muncher 1.0, a compact mini vac that cleans up a job with no hair left behind. Head over to smoothmyballs.com today and use code LEAGUE at checkout for 15% off your top of the line men's grooming kit. Again, that's LEAGUE, LEAGUE, for 15% off. Smooth My Balls, shave like a pro.
Rep Sports. Rep Sports is a leading supplements and nutrition company that provides everything from pre-workout and protein to recovery supplements. If you're looking for a healthy pick-me-up, Rep also offers Raise Energy, a zero sugar drink that helps with workout and recovery, mental focus as well. Head over to repsports.com today and use code LEAGUE for 15% off your order. That's LEAGUE for 15% off.
Golf kicks. Tired of wearing the same old boring golf shoes? Not the most comfortable? Now you don't have to worry. Customize all types of shoes, from Crocs to flip-flops, sneakers to boat shoes, and wear them in style while you rip it up on the course. Head over to golfkicks.com and use code OWN20 at checkout to get a 20% discount on your order. That's OWN20. Screw your shoes.
Streamer Loot. Want to rep the best up-and-coming sports podcast? Of course you do. Head over to streamerloot.co today and check out our first line of merch. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, and stickers. Again, that is streamerloot.co to check out our merch.
Hey everybody, it is Friday, June 25th, 2021. The Montreal Canadiens punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Cubs combined for the 7th no-hitter of the MLB season.
There goes that man's jockstrap.
Oh my God, did you see that? America's team? Yeah, right.
Oh, baby, it's a big day in sports. There's nothing like battling it out with your teammates all season long to go win a championship.
Green Bay's got it this year.
Huge move for them. I think it's going to be a game changer.
We have a lot to talk about this busy week in the sports world. Welcome to the In a League of Their Own podcast.
All right, everybody, again, welcome. It is Friday. I only have one thing to filter for the NFL. I don't know if there's anything you want to start with.
No, just the only thing that I have is just how they approved to use the throwbacks jerseys and alternate helmets. That's the only thing that's newsworthy, I feel like, from the NFL. So that I feel like that's pretty cool that they're able to start using those in 2022. So after January, we'll start to see those teams break those out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of combinations from some of the Bucks old jerseys. I know, like the Patriots have some cool ones. Eagles have some cool ones.
Cowboys have a cool one.
Seahawks even some of their older helmets. Yeah, it's cool with this season. Them opening up the jersey for people to start using single-digit jerseys and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's all cosmetic stuff, but it's all just another reason for people to buy more jerseys because somebody changed their number or they brought back a retro jersey and all this and that. It's cool to see, but yeah, ultimately it's just giving the NFL more money. And then I guess the one thing I had too was just mentioning that the Steelers released David DeCastro. I don't know who else. I can't remember who else they signed. Trey Turner.
For like a tenth of the cost.
So, I mean, the Castro's obviously been a part of that team for a long time. I mean, I'm sure somebody will pick him up. I'm sure over the week or come Monday, we'll be talking about a team picking him up because, again, he's one of those solid vets that if you have a hole in your line or you just have a young line that you want to have a vet come in, he's definitely a guy to do that. But
yeah, I think he was a 6-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the NFL. Yeah, again, come next month, we'll start to see some more battles going on as far as mini camps and stuff like that. And in a little over a month, we'll start to see some preseason games too.
Yeah, by August we should be full swing, kind of.
Yeah. So then jumping right over to the NBA here, then again, getting close to the finals. Yesterday, the Clippers, they stay alive and take game 3. They're looking to be the first team in NBA history to overcome 3 straight 0-2 deficits in the NBA playoffs. So, which I mean, if they made it this far, that just means they're going to be protecting home court because they've been on the road.
Yeah, they were the first team to do it in 2 rounds down 0-2. Now will they be the first to do it in 3? And the way that they looked last night, they look like they look like they finally have awakened from whatever type of miss ball handling and errors that they were having last night. They looked flawless. And Suns, I'm worried right now having picked the Suns. I really feel like, especially with Booker having that injury, Chris Paul coming off of COVID, I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like they're hitting a little slump right now, and now is not the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, partially in being with, again, Chris Paul missing some time due to COVID. He had his shoulder injury in the first round against the Lakers. Devin Booker broke his nose in game 2. He was wearing a mask last night. Again, those are all factors that kind of take you off your game plan when you get to this part of the postseason. And the Clippers defense obviously played really well last night. The most points that they allowed was 18 points by Ayton, I think. And then Booker had 13 and Paul had 15, I think. So nobody scored more than 18 points on the Suns side, which is pretty good because, again, the Suns play top to bottom team basketball. Of course, Chris Paul and Devin Booker are the 2 names that if they have a good game, they have a chance to win. But when nobody scores 20 points,
you ain't gonna win.
You ain't gonna win. Yeah.
The Clippers team can shoot the lights out from 3-point though. Holy shit.
Yeah. Paul George showed up finally too in the playoffs. He's been kind of, I mean, he gets his 20 to 30 points a night. And I think last night he had like 28 or 29, so he didn't even break 30. But just his ball handling, finding guys, hitting that clutch 3-pointer to end the third quarter, that kind of broke the game open for them there. And then
that makes you wonder if Kawhi's coming back too, because they showed him sitting up in the press box, not even on the court. So he was in street clothes too. So who knows if he's just done and watching, or if he's potentially going to make a return for the finals.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been like 2.5 weeks.
I haven't seen a timeline as to when he's supposed to be back at all.
They haven't said anything. Just a lower body injury and TBD is basically.
So, but yeah, I mean, the Clippers can take game 4 tomorrow. Again, series is tied 2-2, and all they gotta do is try to steal one in Phoenix, and they're in the driver's seat. So, yeah, I don't know.
Then switching over to the other series, it's kind of the same thing. Bucks need to win tonight, or it's basically over. Atlanta looks hot right now, and we need to put that fire out before it gets going.
Yeah, they're doing the kind of the.
They play a team game. They play Trae Young. Have one guy who's able to turn on that switch, where the Bucks don't have anybody like Middleton. Maybe is the one guy that you can feed the ball consistently and have him shoot the lights out. But other than that, the Hawks are a very good team. Like how they play, letting Trae Young, how he gets to the middle and either floats it, passes it, or stops and shoots it, and all of his motions look exactly the same. You never really know what's going to happen. And then if we don't stop him, if we don't keep him under 40 points, I mean, it's not looking good. They basically, I'm looking at this series almost the same as the Brooklyn Nets, where Trae Young is kind of taking that Kevin Durant superstar, and everybody else had an amazing game as well. So there's nothing we did only lose by 2 points. It was right. Or 1?
3. I think it was 113, 116.
Anyway, one possession game that we lost, and their team was full fire, and the Bucks didn't look that good. So look for them to come out tonight, and we need to get a W.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either going to come down to a last
We don't
possession
win.
kind
I
of
could see us
game,
honestly
or
getting swept.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
As sad as that would be, but you can see it. The Hawks, if they win again today, they're my new favorite to win because they've caught fire at the exact right time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's either going to be if it's a close game. I mean, I'd hope being in Milwaukee that either Giannis or Middleton would step up, or even Holiday. He seems to show up in the fourth quarter lately too, which is good. But if it comes down to a close game, I don't like the odds. So it's either going to be a close game or the Bucks are going to win by 20. I feel like there's not really going to be an in between tonight.
I don't even think that we're going to blow them out. I think they're all going to be close games at this point, just because we had to go through Brooklyn, which took so much extra energy out of us going 7. Obviously, Atlanta in the same situation with Philly, but Atlanta being even the bigger underdogs, that's such a huge boost to their squad. Where the Bucks, I feel like, get depleted them more of energy than of giving them a boost. Where Atlanta's got that boost and they're riding high right now.
Yeah, because I mean they're kind of the Cinderella team out of the playoffs right now. So
that's Stephen A's pick to win.
They're playing with that nothing to lose mentality. Nobody expected them to make it out of the first round. Nobody expected them to make it to the conference finals. So
and no one expected them to be up 1-0 on the Bucks either.
Yeah. So yeah, tonight's game, even though it is a best of 7, game 2 tonight is going to basically determine the series. If I mean, when Durant went off and almost dropped 50 points, the Bucks had a good answer the next game. So hopefully Coach Bud has some good adjustments, and if they can keep Trae Young under 40, they have a chance. But again, John Collins, he balled out too. I think he had like 26 or 28 points in
Their
game
whole
1.
team was on fire. It seemed everybody who touched the ball made the ball.
Mm-hmm. And they have one. I can't remember what his name is. They have one guy who was struggling from 3.
Hoyter.
No, the other one, Bogdanovich.
Oh yeah, he didn't really play that much because he's still battling, coming back from an knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing him in warmups, taking shots and trying to like push off with the, and he's not, but he's still not right. So anything that you can get from a guy that's hurt, that helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be breaking down game 3 of the Clippers and game 4, and then game 2, which is going on tonight.
And game 3 of the Bucks on Sunday.
Oh, game 3 will be on.
Isn't it on Sunday?
Oh yeah. Yep. For some reason I was thinking only the Clippers had 2 games this weekend, but no, the Bucks have 2 games this weekend. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting come Monday again if the Clippers are gonna hang on and kind of make a series out of it, and if the Bucks can steal game 3 on the road. Is it going to be on Sunday? Because usually they take off 2 days when the series switches over, unless they're only doing 1 day because
Clippers
they're trying to catch up. Sunday.
Granted, the travel's not as far, but still, the Suns and the Clippers didn't take a day off, and Clippers went straight a day and a half from game 7 to right into it. So you'd think that at some point they'd try to catch up. I feel like maybe after game 4, they give them the 2-day break, the Clippers and the Suns, to let the Bucks series get to game 4 and even each other out.
It's showing every single day there's a game. So
they're just trying to get done.
Yeah.
It's been a long season.
Yeah, it is. Because usually the playoffs have been wrapped up for almost a month at this point.
Yeah, the cup would have been won a week and a half ago.
But that's kind of all that's going on in the NBA. Again, season's winding down here, and the finals are just over a week away. Jumping over to the MLB here, then the Cubs give the league's 7th no-hitter of the season, 4 pitchers combined. From my understanding, that was the Cubs' first ever combined no-hitter in franchise history. I think was what I read correctly there. And they give the Dodgers their 4th straight loss. who just came off of getting swept by the Padres this week as well. So
Yeah, really quick about that. There's people in California who posted on Instagram. It's like Cubs or Padres fans live on one side of the street and Dodgers fans live on the other side of the street. And they go, when your team beats the other team. And there was a video of like 10 guys with brooms sweeping the Dodgers fans' driveway.
it's hilarious. Yeah, then moving on here. Brewers, they're kicking off their weekend series with the Rockies this afternoon. I believe 3:30 is first pitch time. The Pirates snap a 9-game skid with an 8-2 win over the Cards yesterday. The Astros trounced the Tigers 12-3 for their 11th straight win. So their Astros are getting hot in the middle of the season here. And then Kyle Schwarber is on a hot streak as well as he hits his 12th home run in 13 games as he gets the Nationals back to 500 yesterday with a 7-3 win.
On the juice.
What's that?
I said he's on the juice.
Oh, he's on the juice. Yeah, so I mean the Nationals have been kind of slow since they've won the series. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah. So they're making their way back to 500 here. Yeah. Again, baseball's going on every single day. All-Star game. I believe they announced they released the jerseys for those. Go take a peek at those. Those look pretty cool. I don't remember when the All-Star game is even. I feel like
Usually
it's
it's
coming
around
up.
the 4th. Usually it's around the 4th.
Oh yeah. So then a week or two here will be the All-Star game. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right, then I'm just going to jump into hockey really quick. Last night, the Montreal Canadiens ended the Vegas Golden Knights series in a 3-2 overtime win. What an amazing game that was. Montreal's got it going on right now. They scored 3 goals and they are yet to lose. That is now 28 games in a row in the postseason that they have won when they score 3 or more. Carey Price, their goaltender, has gotten them to overtime every single time that they've scored at least 2 goals. So Canadians, that number is 2 that they look for, and they're relevant in the game and potentially heading to overtime. So also Cole Caulfield, shout out to you, scored a goal again. That is now 4 straight playoff games with a goal this series. He did tie some Montreal Canadian rookie record for playoff points. So that was pretty cool for like points in consecutive games, which is 4. Yeah, just unbelievable right now. That team is on fire. Their defense, I've never seen a team play as sound defense as they play, and their penalty kill has the best numbers of any penalty killing team in the postseason. I believe they've killed now 29 or 30 power plays straight, and Vegas does have one of the top power plays in the league, and they really heavily relied on that, and they couldn't get it done on the power play. So when you shut down the team's best players, obviously I'm not going to say that if they face Tampa on the power play, because Tampa on the power play is just a different animal. They have so much more speed than Vegas has. Vegas is a little bit bigger bodied. If Montreal plays the Islanders, it's going to be somewhat of a boring series, I guess you could say, as far as watching it wise, just because of both teams are so defensively sound, and that's how they run their game is off of defense, that it's going to be 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, low scoring games where if you see Tampa, anytime that Tampa takes ice, you never know if they're going to put up 8 goals or not because they have the firepower to do so. That game 7 is underway tonight. Tampa and New York Islanders get underway down in Tampa. Whoever wins will see Montreal, and I believe that kicks off on Monday, the Stanley Cup Finals. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of Seattle Kraken. They named Dave Haxtell as their first head coach. He was the former coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. He did coach University of North Dakota. He's won multiple national championships with them out there. Then he went to the Flyers and kind of had a struggle year and was canned right away. So hopefully he has success for Seattle in their first season here coming over. And yeah, I mean, it's ramping up. we're down to a couple games left here, and man, and hockey's never been more fun to watch right now. I feel like these playoffs have been a notch higher than normal, just for, I don't know, the fans being back in the building. You can see the energy that the athletes have, and I don't know, it's just really awesome. And then Montreal, hopefully nobody got hurt last night, and they basically partied all of Montreal
Oh,
last night. And I saw videos on Instagram of like all the garbage and stuff laying all
look like a
over.
zombie
So,
apocalypse happened.
yeah, so hopefully nobody got hurt last night when they were out celebrating. I did see the one guy who lost a bet to his friend, Canadiens fan in Vegas. He jumped in the fountain. Right when with all the things shooting, and he had to go swim right over to him. So yeah, Montreal is here, and they're here. I feel like if they can keep that core young group together for a while, they could potentially be a Stanley Cup team for a couple years to come here, because that defense and that team is unbelievable. But yeah, that's kind of all I got to really say on the hockey world right now. Yeah, I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury and Robin Leonard, both two goalies, two superstar goalies, veteran goalies. Gave shout outs to Carey Price after the game, and just what a monster he's been all postseason long. Granted, for his career, he was hurt going. It's so funny about the Montreal Canadiens. They were on a 5-game losing streak ending the season, going into the playoffs. They were finished, I think, 3 games under 500. They were the team that everybody thought was going to be done, and now they're one of the last teams standing. So just goes to shows, hitting that hot streak at the right time, fixing something in your game. Goalie gets hot, boom. Your young players are scoring. Your veterans are scoring, like Corey Perry. I can't believe him and Eric Stahl, that line 4 is unbelievable. Every time that they have the puck, they create chances, and they're like 38, 39 years old. It's pretty crazy that you still have 2 guys that were drafted in, I think they were drafted in like 03, 02. So they were drafted a long, long time ago, and they're still out there kicking it and still providing for the team. So I'm rooting for Montreal. I hope they bring it home.
Yeah, wouldn't they set a record for the team with the worst record to win a cup? I think, or I saw something about that last night on Sports Center.
I think so, just because of the format this year on how they did it. Yeah, there'd be no team that would make the playoffs with that record, unless you just have, like the NFL when the NFC East, if everybody is shit, and then you still have a couple teams that make it out of there. But yeah, ever since they realigned how the points go, it's just the top 8 teams. So it used to be 4 from each division, but now it's just the top 8, and it doesn't matter what division you're in or not. So, yeah, I think because of the format, like they did the 4 different divisions this year, I feel like like you said, if they do win, I feel like this would be a potential record, like you said, for a team with the worst record to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I guess
the Olympics are under a month away.
Yeah.
They start on July 23rd, so that's exciting.
The final roster got released too for the U.S. basketball team. It looks pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton will be representing the Bucks as the only Bucks player to be on the roster. So
and you had Booker, Beal. There's a lot of good guys. Like, it doesn't matter who the U.S. sends for basketball. We're loaded.
Yeah. The last thing I have for today, again, pretty much every weekend there's a golf tournament going on. Just giving a shout out here to Bubba Watson. He has he breaks his driver. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, and he still drove the ball 305.
Yeah, and then ended up birdieing the hole. He currently sits 8 under. Looks like he shot a 66 today. And he's going to be looking for his 5th win at this tournament, the Travelers Championship, which is pretty impressive to have won a single tournament that many times.
Is that in Florida?
Yeah, TPC River Highlands.
That's I think that's his home course.
It shows that he's here from the area. And he has almost $5 million in winnings just from this tournament. So, Yeah, he's currently tied at 8 under with I can't remember who it was. But yeah, and then Henley, who
What's Brooks at right now?
let me see.
He was 3 under and he made an eagle. I saw him make an eagle. He hold one in and he posted on Instagram. He goes, "Give me the cash money."
He is currently 4 under, tied for 21st.
Yep.
So there's a lot of guys playing good golf this weekend. I mean, he's at -4
that
and
course,
he's in 21st.
That course too, usually the winner's like 15, 16 under.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Like when you watch the majors, winners are like 5, 6 under. And then when you see some of these tournaments that they play where guys are like 26 under, it's just like, oh my God. I wonder what I could have golfed if they're golfing 26 under, you know? Because obviously the course is easier. That's why those majors are so difficult, and that's why they make those courses so hard, is because they want the score to be super low for those super difficult tournaments, because no one wants to see a guy shoot 21 under at a Masters.
Yeah, no.
That'd be ridiculous. You'd lose a lot of people, I think, watching the sport if somebody did that.
Mm-hmm. Well, because then at that point you have people watching it, and even though like obviously they wouldn't be able to, they'd be watching it saying, "Oh, I could do that if like, you know what I mean?" Like you said, if some of these tournaments are 20, 25 under, it's like, well, shit, maybe I could golf under par then if these guys are golfing that good. So
Or they've just were that good that day, you know. That's who really knows.
mhm.
Who really knows? Anybody can put a great round together, but to do it 4 times in a row, that's so
tough.
hard.
Yeah, that's all I have for today then. I don't know if you had any final points to add to today's episode.
That's all I got. So thank you everybody for stopping by. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe our channel, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere and everywhere. You can go to Google, type in the League of Their Own podcast. You can find us that way. Also, don't forget to click the merch link in our bio. Get yourself a hat, a shirt, a mug, a sweatshirt, a sticker, whatever you guys want to do. That'd be awesome. Help promoting get our name out there just by repping some of the clothing or throwing a sticker on something, getting some people to see that. So we'd appreciate people to do that. Also, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere associated with Anchor. And then also don't forget on the Apple and Google, I believe Google is the same as Apple Podcasts. So go ahead and give us the 5-star rating. You can type in anything you want. You can say these guys are terrible and still give us a 5-star. It doesn't really matter because all it does is go off of the algorithm of the stars. So it'll help move us up the charts, help us get to, hopefully in front of some more people's eyes and ears. We're starting to finally, I feel like, turn it on here as we just hit 300 subscribers. Kind of fine detailing some of these segments that we're going to be incorporating here. And yeah, really excited here to take this podcast to the next level for you guys. So we appreciate all the support and all that type of stuff here. And we will be hopefully back on the bonus content here coming up here with some interviews and stuff within the next couple of weeks. I know this time of year is super busy trying to get a hold of everybody with holidays and all that type of stuff. So yeah. So we do apologize for the little lag of interviews here. But don't you worry, we will get some pumping and cooking for you. So we will get those out.
Yeah. And again, over the summer here, I wouldn't call it rebranding the podcast, but we're going to be doing a lot more game segments, ranking things, diving into, I guess, different sports topics that we typically don't, because again, once the NBA and NHL are wrapped up, it's basically going to be golf and baseball are the only 2 things to talk about for probably a 3 to 4 week period before the NFL starts getting back up again. So
maybe we'll have to talk about NASCAR.
I'm not that desperate.
Well, just to mention like the winner, I'm not that desperate either to watch it, but like just as far as something to talk about, we could at least mention the winner.
Well, even lately, because I just saw Kyle Larson, he's won 4 straight races. which I've never seen before. So I used to watch NASCAR growing up or whatever.
So maybe this kid's a phenom.
Yeah, well, he's been around for. He's got to be close to probably like almost 10 years. He's been around now, but yeah, nonetheless, I mean, winning anything 4 times in a row is pretty impressive in a solo sport, at least. Obviously, in like football or basketball, like a 4-game win streak obviously is good, but it's easier as a team. But anything individually, winning something 4 times in a row, like you're doing pretty good. So yeah, that's all we got for you guys today. Again, playoff hockey and basketball for you guys this weekend. That again, the Travelers Championship looks like Bubba Watson's going to be looking to make a run for win number 5 at that tournament, and we'll be breaking all that down for you guys on Monday.